Hello guys, back with another one on this channel. I know I've neglected you guys for like 50 years, but I've been focused building my other channel, my football channel called Chuk-d Football TV. Hence why I haven't really been on my job when it comes to this channel, but I miss you guys, and you guys are still, you guys are always on my mind. It's just that with football content, football is like almost every day that you always have to be on job. There's always something to talk about on football. So hence why I've been giving more attention to my other channel. And if you love football, you should follow that channel too. It's called Chuk-d Football TV. But without any further ado, what do I want to talk about today? I just wanted to talk about 5 misconceptions women generally have about men. 5 misconceptions women generally have about men. It was just, it was something that popped up in my head, and I was like, what, this would be something good to speak about. And most times when I do videos on this channel, these my content and the topics I talk about are usually spawned from real life situations and conversations that I have with friends, or like people I've dated, or whatever, just generic conversations that I have with people. And that is where the idea for my topics spring from. So yes, without any further ado, like I said before, I will be talking about 5 misconceptions women generally have about men. And in dating, and even outside dating, just in general. And these misconceptions, albeit valid to an extent, it is not 100%. So I'll start. I have my notepad here, and so I have my things written down so I don't forget. So I'll start with number one. The first misconception is men don't have deep emotions. Men don't have deep emotions, and that is false. That is not true. We are human beings, men and women. First of all, before we are separated by gender, we are humans. Humans have emotions. If God, the Almighty God that created us, can have emotions himself, sometimes he's upset, sometimes he's happy, how much more we as human beings? So men have deep emotions. Men cry too, men feel sad, men feel broken, men get overwhelmed, men get tired. The only difference is, for women are given a platform to show emotions more, right? So maybe a woman is sad, she can break down crying and things like that. There's more freedom to emotions for women. You get what I mean? Maybe I'm not, pardon me if I'm not fluent in how I'm explaining what I'm trying to explain, but you get what I mean. Women are more allowed, to show emotions more. And emotions vary, right? When we talk about emotions, we always focus on just the bad emotion, like the sadness, the anger. No, happiness is an emotion too, so, but in this case, I'm talking about, sadness, breaking down in public, break down and cry and things like that. Women have more liberty to break down in public or cry in public or things like this compared to men. So yeah, men have deep emotions too. We might not show it in the presence of the world, or we might not show it to the woman we are with, we are married to, or we are dating, or whatever. But when we have our solemn times, we face our deep emotions, and even to our boys. So yes, men have deep emotions too. That's number one. Number two is men are detached from sex, or men always want sex, right? All men want is sex. Well, sex is very important to men, right? Men are very visual creatures. Not saying that women aren't as well, but men are very visual, right? You would hear women say things in dating, right? Like, oh, I was attracted to him because of his character, or he made me laugh. I'll put it like this: women have, when it comes to attraction, women have a wider range in what they are attracted to compared to men. So if you get what I mean, women have a wider range of what they're attracted to when it comes to men. So a woman can be attracted to a man for his looks, visually, right? A woman can be attracted to a man's aesthetics. A woman can be attracted to a man's charisma, maybe she likes the way he talks, she likes the way he dresses, she likes the way he carries himself, he makes her laugh, things like that. So there are a plethora of things women are more attracted to compared to men. A man can also be attracted to a woman's character, but for the most part, the first baseline of attraction is aesthetics, is how the woman looks. If she doesn't look good, every other thing, we really don't give a damn. We really don't give a damn. If a woman doesn't look good, that's the first thing for most men, right? I'm sure there are men that would come and say, no, I'm with my woman because she made me laugh or whatever and all that. There are men out there that want to act different, and that's fine. But for most men, it's aesthetics, it's looks. Hence why men focus more on the sexual, parts of things, right? So, women always feel like, oh, all men want is sex. That is not necessarily true. A man can genuinely like you for you. Now, albeit it's not maybe common, and depending on who is watching this, you that is watching, as a woman, you probably feel like, from your experiences, most of the guys you've dated have, off the rip, just wanted to have sex with you, just wanted to sleep with you, or the man just started talking to you 5 minutes ago, he's already asking sexual questions. So I get it, I understand, but I'm just telling you that men are not detached to sex, right? Sex is a way men also use to bond to their wives, and to their partners. It's also a bonding thing for men. So yes, you get what I mean. So that is just one misconception women have, that all men want is sex. But I'm not going to play oblivious and act like women just pull that out of thin air. I get it. I get what has made a lot of women feel like that or think like that. So I get it. Number three is men don't care about compliments or words of affirmation. I'll say it again because I was kind of tongue-tied. The third misconception, I'll say it slowly. The third misconception about men that a lot of women have is that men don't care about compliments or words of affirmation, and that is not true. I like a good compliment. I like a good compliment, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like, who doesn't like a good compliment, especially when it's genuine? Who doesn't like you look good, you're handsome, oh, your beard is nice, oh, you dress nice, or you smell good, or oh, I see you're working out. Everybody wants to be seen. Everybody. That is why you get a good haircut. That is why you buy a new pair of shoe. You buy a good perfume, because you want to make a statement, and it's good when people, or when somebody, or when your partner, your girlfriend, or your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, notices you, or even they don't even need to be your partner, but a random person, even just a random person noticing you and like giving you a compliment. Who doesn't like a good compliment? So men, yes, we love a good compliment, and we will love words of affirmation. Just a little word of affirmation. And I feel like affirmations are even better when it comes from the opposite sex. Do you understand? Like when a man gives a woman a genuine compliment, I feel like it's double the effect than a woman giving a woman a compliment, and vice versa. When a woman gives a man a good, honest compliment, we take it more than when a fellow guy gives us a compliment. Do you understand? So men, we love compliments and words of affirmation. That is one thing I'll tell women. I'll advise women to do more for your boyfriend, for your fiance, for your husband. Give him more words of affirmation. It doesn't even need to be audible. You can even text it. You can text it like on a regular, like maybe he's at work. Just drop a text like, babe, I'm proud of you. I appreciate the good things you do for me. You are a hustler. You are the best. Just, it doesn't need to be much. Just words of affirmation. It's like a fuel that keeps the person going. So that is what I'll say about that. The misconception that men don't like men don't really care about compliments and words of affirmation. That is not true. Men love those stuff. So the fourth one is, this one is a very, very common one. Very common one. And with this one, I get it. I get why women feel like this. Again, maybe it depends on your experience, what you've experienced, with men. So I get it. The fourth one is, men are afraid of commitment and don't want serious relationships. I'll say it again. The first misconception a lot of women have about men is that men are afraid of commitment and they don't want to get in relationships. For the women that think that, I get it. I get it. But it's not true for all men. Now, there are men that don't want relationships, and there are men that are afraid of commitment. I understand. But it is not all men, right? You can't generalize and say it's all men. That is how all men are. There are little nuances to these things. And I'll mention a few nuances to these things. When it comes to relationships, right? Let's use a marriage as an example. The onus is on men to provide, protect, pay for majority of the bills and all that type of stuff. It's a very daunting feeling, and it can be scary. Hence why a lot of guys tend to stay out of relationships or commitments, because they don't want to feel incapable, especially if a man is not where he wants to be. And women, I know there are some women here that are like, we've heard that before. I'm not where I want to be. I want to make more money before I get into a relationship. Unfortunately, it just is the way. It just is what it is. As a woman, the onus is not on you really to provide. Now, before you chop my head off, I know that most households now are double earning households, and the women are just providing as much as the men. And some households, the women are even the ones providing majority. I get it. But traditionally, the onus is on the man to provide and protect and do all those things. Even in dating, right? Even in dating, for to go on dates and things like that, it's the man that is, the onus is on the man to pay. The woman just shows up, right? And sometimes even just be self-entitled. Do you understand? So a lot of men stay out of relationships and don't want to commit because they feel like they don't want that pressure. They don't want that pressure, maybe for different reasons. They are not earning enough, or they just want to deal with different women. They don't want to be tied down to one woman. They are still in their player stage and whatever. But there are men out here that desire um commitment, that desire commitment and relationship. I have friends like that are serial relationship guys. I have a couple guys like that. They can't be out of a relationship for 3 months. They must be back in another relationship. It's like they thrive better in a relationship. So I know people like that. So it's not all guys. It might be a lot of guys, but there are some guys that are relationship type guys. They thrive more in relationships and in a commitment. So that's misconception. Now, for the fifth and last one is men are naturally strong and don't need support. Men are naturally strong and don't need support. Wrong. Society has made it seem like that, and men as well have made it seem like that. Now, there are men. Remember that just because we are men, right, by gender, we are male by gender, and we are men by tag, but we are still individuals. So what might work for man A might not work for man B. I say that to say this. The strength of people differ. The strength of men differ. Let's say strength for men is the highest is 10, right? The highest is the farthest you can go in strength for men, mental strength, physical strength, is 10. There are men that are 8/10, and there are men that are 4.5/10. There are men that are 9/10, and there are men that are 2/10. What one man can take, another man probably might not be able to take. Do you understand? So some men are strong alone. They can do everything alone. They can, they are strong mentally alone, physically alone, financially alone. So they don't really care about the woman's support. But there are some men that are less strong and need the support of women. And there's a lot that women offer. There are a lot that women offer. Like a good woman I always say that a good woman can propel a man to heights that he never expected. There's nobody that can help you like a woman, to be fairly honest. So that's a very that's another misconception women always have, that men are naturally strong and don't need support. Men do need support. It could be words of affirmation, that is support. It could be cooking for the man, that is support. It could be just somebody to talk to, that is support. The support isn't one way. So yeah, men need support. Everybody needs support one way or the other, to be fair. No man is an island. And yeah, that wraps up the video, man. I don't want to talk too much. I just wanted to come and just have a chat and just list 5 misconceptions women have about men. And that is it, man. If you watch the video to the end, thank you for watching it to the end. If you watched it halfway, thank you for watching it halfway. If you just watched it 1 minute, thank you. Whatever. Just make sure you like. Please like the video. Subscribe. If you leave a comment, let me know what you think. If you disagree with what I've said, let me know under the comment section. If you like this video, if you comment, then maybe I might be more frequent on this. That could be a deal. You know, like if you like this video, you comment, subscribe, whatever. That could give me more ginger to come back regularly on here. But until then, man, enjoy your week, enjoy your weekend, whatever, all that good stuff. Peace.